time! That's what!
You know I got sent here special.
Just for you!
Close.
There he is! The world's most notorious fighter, Dalton.
Put her there.
So Uzi, would you say we're living in the age of remakes and remasters for movies and video games now? We first got Coming to America 2, Bad Boys for Life, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and now Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, I think it's called. Well, I know about Ghostbusters Afterlife, but the rest of the movie is pretty terrible. It's been like 30 years plus for these movies that are probably getting sequels. But we have some good ones like Top Gun Maverick and the Jurassic World. Not the other two that have come out, pieces of garbage, but those two. But now we have this other movie called Roadhouse. Now, I don't know if you've seen the original.
Yes.
I've never seen. Oh, you have seen it. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
good. Everything that I know about Roadhouse has come from Family Guy.
Truckers are trying to have their way with me!
Not while my scrotum is pressed up against my stomach in these jeans, they won't. Roadhouse.
So I don't know much besides kicking, and that is called Roadhouse, and it has like Patrick Swayze in it. But New Roadhouse just came out starring Jake Gyllenhaal. It has Conor McGregor in it as the villain. What did you think of it?
The original Roadhouse is actually fire. Like, I get why people like it, like, because it's ridiculous. It's if you think about like the stereotypical like tropes of like 80s movies,
Is that
it's Roadhouse. Like, it's everything in Roadhouse. The style. Everybody's wearing ridiculous clothing. Everyone has giant hair. There's just like the entire vibe and aesthetic is everything that you think of when you think of an 80s movie. It's a ridiculous, like, over the top thing. And it's like entertaining to watch. It's ridiculous, but it's entertaining to watch in that like 80s aesthetic way. In terms of its comparison to this movie should have been like more of a, it's not, I get why they call it like a remake to Roadhouse and everything, but it's more like a reimagining or like it's loosely based off of Roadhouse because it's such a different story. Jake Gyllenhaal his actual character isn't actually a bouncer. Like, that's not even any of his personality, really. He's a former UFC fighter. And in the original one, Dalton is a bouncer. He's a bouncer at another club in another, part of the state, or like from another state or something. And then he comes to the Roadhouse that he ends up working at. But like, that is his entire character and persona is bouncer. Like, that's his thing. Jake Gyllenhaal's like never a bouncer in this. Like, he's barely a bouncer, like, at all. Like, it's not really his character. So it's very different in that sense. I thought it was entertaining, sort of. I thought like there's definitely a lot of problems with it we'll get into, but like I thought it was generally entertaining. It picks up probably more towards the second half of the movie. If you want to see Jake Gyllenhaal shirtless and ripped, you'll get like a good hour and a half of just that. You just finished it. What did you think?
This is a funny ass movie, not gonna lie to you. What makes me love this movie is that it does not take itself seriously whatsoever. Like, it knows its concept is ridiculous, and it knows itself like it's like ridiculous. They make fun of it so much. Like, when he first off the bus, he's like, "Oh, it's just like a western." He's like, "Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a western." And this is the first movie I've seen Conor McGregor in. Funny as shit. He's the funniest character.
He's funny
because he can't act worth a damn. But it works for this movie so well because this movie it's like I said, it doesn't take itself seriously. And I feel like if it did, his character would be so out of place. So because it's this, it fits so well.
I literally, so I was like taking notes and stuff throughout. Literally, two of my notes in my thing are one, Connor intro is fun. And then Connor intro is really good. And then the second note is Connor is fun. Connor's just having fun in the movie. Yes. And you can tell, like, he's just having a good time. Like, literally the intro of it to his character is him like walking naked through a street and just like doing his Conor McGregor strut. Yeah. It's fantastic.
He does it every single time he's on. He came into the fucking the thing and turned like a fucking video game character. Like, where the fuck is everyone?
Hold on, I can't see what this is about. Where the fuck is everyone?
I was like, this is a funny ass movie. Like, I'm so happy he didn't take it so seriously. Like, even the one guy, I think his name is Arturo Castro. He's part of the backer gang, but he was like the scared guy. He's funny as shit
he's
too.
great.
So
He's funny.
I think the reason this movie does so well is because like it's somewhat of a comedy, but like also I'm breaking niggas' noses and fingers. So like there's some violence in here.
Yeah. No, Jake Gyllenhaal does a good job for like what his character is supposed to be. Like he's, you know, he doesn't really want to be there, I guess. He kind of, you know, his whole backstory with like his USC stuff. Like I get like his character, he does a good job. I think like there are certain things about it that are kind of like there's a lot of weird dialogue. Some of the ways that some people just talk to each other is kind of strange, and the fact that like, you know, people just like at least in the first half of the movie, Dalton doesn't actually talk to anyone. People just randomly keep inserting themselves into starting conversations with him. I thought that was a little weird, but like,
well, they know him. They know he's a famous.
Yeah,
USP
they know
fighter.
him. I get it. Like it's you pick it up. It's like you pick it up. Why? Like at first it does seem kind of weird, but I get like you pick it up of why they do that. But overall, I thought it was fun. I thought it should have probably had more of a focus on Conor McGregor as like the villain rather than like the Ben, what's his name, Brandt or whatever, the young guy who's like the son or whatever, who's like the actual villain.
I thought Conor McGregor being just the muscle and just like the brainless, just basically just brawn. I like because like he doesn't seem like a guy with a plan. He's kind of like just there.
I would have been fine with that, but then like have that be more of a like I was fine with him coming in halfway into the movie. That's fine. Like, still have the old whatever guy, you know, big boss villain or whatever, and then have him come in. But then have him be more of the focus through the rest of the film. I just thought he didn't. I honestly would have. I didn't mind like if he had gotten a little more of the focus with Dalton rather than like the Ben Brandt guy. I didn't really care about him that much. I wanted to see more of Conor McGregor just doing stuff. But either way, still thought he still had. Again, he utilized all of his screen time really well. Like
the brute very well.
He plays himself. He's playing Conor
McGregor. He plays himself pretty good. The first start of the movie, I was kind of skeptical. I was like, those fight scenes were like post-Malone. I was like, But I'm glad I stuck in there because I actually really did enjoy this movie. It's 2 hours fucking long, but it's not it doesn't overstay its welcome. Like it's 2 hours long because it has to be 2 hours long. It's telling the story. I don't think there's any slow parts in there. It kept my attention the whole time. Even when like I was trying to make food, I found myself like pausing, like I don't want to miss this. So
yeah,
it's a good movie.
No, it was definitely entertaining. Entertaining. I would still recommend if you haven't seen the original Roadhouse, you should watch the original Roadhouse because it's fun. And also, I think they could have I think because it was on Prime Video, this is actually pretty toned down in comparison to the first. Like this is actually less violent. Like in the other Roadhouse, there's like a straight up nudity sex scene in that one. Not like anything like there's that in that one. In that Roadhouse, people die like much more violently. In that Roadhouse, the bad guys feel a little more evil, where they feel more like cartoony in this one. I would still recommend watch the original Roadhouse. It's pure like good 80s camp in the best way. Like,
would you watch this Roadhouse over again?
I would watch Conor McGregor's parts of this Roadhouse again.
True, but not the movie. It's just like on YouTube.
I would maybe watch the whole movie again, but just like skip through certain parts.
True, I'd watch it again. I know if someone was at the house, I would recommend putting it on. I was like, "You seen Roadhouse? No, all right, but we gotta watch Roadhouse. No. It's pretty fucking funny.
It's pretty fun. It's fun.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun movie. I thought it was entertaining. I would have liked again if like it was actually a little more focused on the actual Roadhouse and like bouncer aspect of it.
But all in all, I think it's a good movie. Do recommend if you're looking for this an enjoyable fucking action movie. Watch it. It's pretty good.